What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the PlayStation Showcase, going over what I thought was the highlights of the show, but also discussing some of the really weird stuff that was revealed after the show ended, which it seems like Sony was intentionally being deceptive when it comes to their marketing and their messaging for the PlayStation 5 in general, and also for what they told us at the show. So let's just first start off with the information here. The PlayStation 5 will be launching on November 12th in some countries, which you guys will see right here, for $399 for the digital version. So this one doesn't have a disc drive, and then $499 for the physical version that has the Blu-ray drive in there. Now, November 19th, the rest of the world, if your country isn't listed here, November 19th, you will be able to pick up the PlayStation 5. So that's cool, right? The prices seems about what some people thought it would be, but it definitely looks like if you buy the digital version, you're getting a fat discount, because I think the PS5 is definitely worth the components of $500 considering the power and the SSD and what it can do. However, the digital version, it removes that Blu-ray drive and they drop it by $100. There's no way in heck that cost them $100 or anywhere near that for a simple Blu-ray drive in there. So it seems like the big deal here, in order to stay somewhat competitive with the Xbox Series S, is to put this system at $399 for the digital version. So Sony's definitely taking a hit on that one to stay competitive, which is a good thing. Now let's talk about the showcase itself. There were a number of games, stuff that we already knew about. We had some ports, we had some other things that are coming over. I'm not going to go over everything with you guys. I'm going to go over my highlights, but if you want to see everything, check out the link in the description below that has the full list of different games. Now for me, Final Fantasy 16, that was a highlight because it was rumored, but we didn't really know if it was going to be at this show or maybe at TGS or later. But at the same time, there's just something about this game. I can't put my finger on it. I think it's maybe because it's from the guy who directed Final Fantasy 14, and it has that feel of like the old English or like MMO, or I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy type of game in terms of the visuals and the looks with some of the stuff and everything. It feels like a medieval-ish at times, right? It does not feel more of like the high end, which some Final Fantasies don't always have that, but Final Fantasy 15 and even Final Fantasy 13 and the most recent one. So this one feels a little bit different. I'll make a separate video on it, but either way, I'm excited for it. But another problem was that there was no release date, there was no release window. But the big news was that it's going to be on PC and PlayStation 5. So it's a PlayStation 5 console exclusive, but it did look good. The combat looked very much like Final Fantasy 15, which that combat got better and better as they updated and patched and re-released and did all that stuff with the game. They didn't really show a lot of parties and big battles and stuff like that, so that was a little bit of a letdown. But overall, I'm still excited to see more on the game. Not 100% sold, but it was one of the highlights of the show. Next up is God of War Ragnarok. This is a game that obviously a follow-up, or it seems like an expansion or something to the original God of War from the PlayStation 4 2018 game. So that should be pretty good. They're probably going to take what they already have from the PlayStation 4, that engine and everything, just port it over to the PlayStation 5 and then build an extension or a campaign on top of what they already had in order to get this out in 2021, because that's only a 3-year gap from when the game released and of course when the game is coming out. So it's 2021 in terms of what they're saying here, and it was just the title screen. There wasn't really much other than that, so we don't really have any visuals or anything else outside of the title screen, but at least we know it's coming next year, so we have that to look forward to, I guess. Now, next up is Spider-Man Miles Morales. This game is probably one of the weirder games because of how they're handling it. It's very interesting. Now, I don't know exactly all the details in terms of explaining it here, so I'm going to definitely revert you guys, or I'm going to bring you guys' attention to the link in the description, and of course I'll put something up on the screen. But the way that they're doing this game is that it's not a full release. They said it's a standalone, which it technically is, but this is not a full Spider-Man style of game from like Marvel's Spider-Man with the first one. People were saying that this is going to be a full game, but it's not, because it's not the standard MSRP that Sony's pushing for games, which we'll talk about in just a bit, which is one of the bad things. It's a $50 game. And if you want to get like the ultimate edition that has the remastered PlayStation 5 version of Marvel's Spider-Man, you can get it with Miles Morales for $70. So it's very interesting that people were trying to push this as full price game, and that's what it is, but it's not a full game that's going to be like the Marvel Spider-Man. It seems like it's going to be more of an expansion. It seems like it's going to be more of a Uncharted Lost Legacy, Torn of the Golden Country, something like that, not an actual huge base game or like the sequel to it, because of the way that they're bundling it with the first game. And also it's coming to the PlayStation 4, so this is not a huge, you know, PlayStation 5 only type of game. It's also coming to the PlayStation 4. But from what we did see, the gameplay, it does look really cool, pretty cinematic, which the original Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 was kind of like that as well. But this one seems like it's even a little bit more, but it has all of Miles's, you know, gadgets and tricks, his invincibility, and all this cool stuff that he does have. So I'm hyped for the game just a bit, you know, and the $50 price tag is a little bit better than the $70 that we're going to talk about here in a bit. But how much hours do you get for that $50 that you're paying for? I think that's the thing that is going to be a little interesting to see, is how much actual content is in this game, because they haven't said anything as of the time that I'm recording this video. They might have said something, but as of right now, it seems like it's not going to be a huge style of game. Now, let's talk about some of the bad stuff. You know, there was more good things with the show. I think that there was some other games that looked cool. Devil May Cry 5, there was Resident Evil 8. I don't like the direction at all, but you know, other people, Resident Evil, it's Resident Evil, right? So that's cool. Devil May Cry looks cool. There was other stuff that was cool as well. But $70 games, this is an issue, because it's $70 here in the US, but if you're in Canada, it's like $100 almost. If you're in Europe, it's expensive. These games are very pricey. You are paying $70 for a Demon Souls remake. You are paying $70 for that weird Destruction All-Stars game or whatever the heck that is, that had like 3 minutes of footage, or not even 3 minutes, 3 seconds of footage in the showcase. Like, why are those games $70? I get it that it's higher quality, better fidelity, and all of that, but $70 for a remake. People were just talking about how Crash Bandicoot, you get 3 full remakes, 3 games, and it's $40, and that's better. That's what the prices should be for remakes and stuff, because look at the Mario 3D All-Stars games. That's $20 per game, and those aren't remakes, and blah blah blah. But now you're paying $70 for one remake of a game, you know, and to me that's just a little bit too much for one game. Now, if you're getting Demon Souls and you're getting Dark Souls and it's $70, then okay, I can deal with that if it was 2, but one remake for $70 on there on a game that's not like a super, I mean, yes, people play Demon Souls and people like it and it's great and all of that, but I mean, at the same time, man, $70 for the standard price of games, and even more expensive in other countries, that is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, considering that the price of the system is $500 and $400, which isn't horrible if you get the digital, but if you want to have like physical retail, it's $100 more, get the same performance, right? So it just seems like, man, like $100 more for it, but hey, it is what it is there. Now, another thing, guys, PS5 games all of a sudden appearing on PS4. Sony has been giving us the messaging that we believe in generations, we believe in having exclusives, we believe in having these things here with this, and all of a sudden games that you felt, or everyone felt, were going to be PS5 games are showing up on PS4. So, for example, Horizon Forbidden West, that's also coming to PlayStation 4, confirmed. Sackboy, which is a $60 game, Sackboy's Big Adventure, it's a $60 game, which same price as the previous gen for games, but obviously this is seen as a more of a budget release for them, since the standard MSRP for Sony games are $70, right? So it's $60 for Sackboy's Adventure. That's also coming to the PlayStation 4 as well. And then, of course, Miles Morales, that's also coming to the PlayStation 4 too. So a lot of this stuff that Sony was trying to say, and people were trying to push that Xbox is holding back the generation with their support of the previous gen, and Sony, we believe in this, and them not mentioning that any of these games are also going to be on PS4 is a little bit misleading, because they never just said that these games are 100% exclusive to PlayStation 5 and PS4 won't be getting these, but they sure made it seem that way by not being upfront from the beginning and not saying that, hey, yeah, these are going to be on PS4, but PS5 you're going to get this and this and this. I'm not expecting everything to be perfect, and I still think that the PS5 is going to be a great system. It's going to ultimately end up doing well. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to get the system, but man, like, I was hyped for the games and everything until I started seeing like, okay, there's a lack of release dates. I mean, the launch lineup is solid. You have Sackboy, you have Miles Morales. I mean, you have some good games. You have some good games that are there at launch, you know, for people to play. And I'm not, you know, hating on that, but I'm looking overall at some of the other stuff here with the prices of the games and with some of the other things going on, man. So to me, it just seems like, I don't know, something is weird that is going on, and they misled us a little bit with some of the other stuff here, man. So I don't know. Demon Souls is also at launch too, so that's pretty good. Demon Souls, Sackboy, Destruction All-Stars, Astro's Playroom. I mean, that stuff is cool, but like I said, the prices of that remake, I'm not paying $70 for Demon Souls remake. I'll be honest, guys. I think I'll probably just wait on that one. But what are you guys' thoughts on all of this? Let me know in the comment section below. And what's your overall grade or ranking for the show? I think the show was solid when I was watching it. I would have given it, you know, like a B+. I think I gave it that. But now after everything's kind of coming out and I'm putting everything together, I think I'm going to drop that down to like a C+ or B. Still a very good show. Still awesome. $70 games and not letting us know about that. And just, I don't know, there's just some weird stuff. But overall, still excited. And I think the PlayStation 5 is going to be a great system. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this one here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.